I'm the president of the Southfield Veterans Commission, and part of our mission is to host these veteran history project interviews with various veterans in and around Southfield and also Southeast Michigan. Today we have Mr. Marvin Katz. And Mr. Katz, could you just give us some background information on where and when you were born and what service you
performed? I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I grew up there, and then I had the misfortune of moving, and when I did that, I had to go to the board, the draft board, and it took them 6.5 hours to find my file. Otherwise, I'd have never been drafted. So that was first. It took exactly 3 weeks after I changed my address that I got inducted into the Army.
What year and what day?
That was, went into the Army 10/2 of 1951.
Oh, okay. Great. What occupation did you have prior to going into the service?
In sales. I was basically on sales.
Okay. And did you have any family? What was your family makeup as far as siblings and brothers and sisters?
I had one brother and one sister. And close-knit family. I had actually never been away from home. Like I drafted.
Okay.
I never went anywhere. I just stayed basically here.
Okay. How old were you when you were drafted?
21.
21. Okay. Did you have any other family members in the service? No service.
No.
Okay.
Nobody got put in. And as I said, it was a little bit different because I got in an argument with my father in 1948. So I went down to the Air Corps, and I took the physical and I passed everything, and I came to the eye test. And the man told me, he said, "You'll never be drafted. Take off your glasses. Can you see the wall?" I said, "What wall?" And he said, "Okay, you will never be drafted." So when I got inducted, I was down here in Jefferson somewhere. Passed all the tests, and the guy said, "You didn't do too well on your eye exam." And I said, "Well, I've been turned down by the Air Corps, and they told me don't worry about it." But he took me in a room about this size, and he said, "Take off your glasses." And I said, "I see the room because I can see the wall." He said, "Well, walk up to the wall where you can tell me what the letter is on the wall." So I walked up to the wall. It was 2 feet from the wall, and I said, "Gee, it looks like a huge E," and the E was the size of the room. And he said, "Well, congratulations, Marvin Katz, because you just passed your eye examination."
Wow.
And that was, and at the time, the Marines say they never drafted, but when I went in, every other man was a Marine.
Oh, okay.
So, came Army, Marine, Army, Marine. When they saw my glasses and they passed over me, they got the one behind me.
Okay. So after you were drafted, they shipped you out to basic?
Well, we went to somewhere in Michigan here. They had one in what was that, Fort Wayne? It was here in Michigan. There was a Repo Depot. And from there, they sent us to Fort Eustis, Virginia. And we took our basic training there. And I was the only man out of a company there was 3 companies that ended up going to California. Everybody else went to Greenland. And I've often wondered about that, whether they just picked my name up at random. And I had a 3-month leave. I was in the Army about 3 months, and I got a 3-week leave.
Okay, what was your specialty?
Well, it's strange as it may seem, I trained in the Army's Navy. I came out of the Army as a boat operator. I spent 90% of my time in the Army on the water on different vessels.
Wow.
Because the Army has more boats, what they call boats, than the ships, the Navy calls them, than the Navy, but they're smaller vessels.
Okay.
So at one time we learned semaphore flag, Morse code, landing craft when you see the boats, the little vessels run up to and drop their ramp. I was sick when they took that training, but I was supposed to know how to do that. And it was comical because when I went to California, the ship I was supposed to be on had left to go to Seattle. So they said you had two options. One is to join the military police. I went to Oakland Army Base, and they stayed on the 3rd floor. I was on the 2nd floor. And I played poker with these guys every night. And they said, whatever you do, don't join the military police. So I had nothing to do, and I couldn't get a pass because I carried my own records. When you left Fort Eustis, they handed me all my records. I didn't exist as of that point. So when I got to California, the man said, why didn't you just disappear? We'd have never had it. We'd have never known you were even in the Army because you had every piece of paper that showed you. I said, now you tell me? So as a joke, there were some practical jokers. He said, you know what, Marv, you've been sitting around here for 2 weeks. Nobody knew what to do with me. I said, why don't you come with us? I said, come with you where? He said, well, you go down and we'll give you a 45 and a helmet and a belt. And I said, well, what do I do? He said, don't worry, we'll take you with us. So we went into Oakland Army Base, went into town, and they said, well, you go into this bar and you clean it up. And I said, what do I do? He said, no, you just make sure that everybody got passes. I went into the bar, and they started throwing beer bottles at me. The veterans, these were all guys waiting to be discharged. And I came running out of there, and the two of them were laying on the ground laughing. So I went back to the car, I turned in all my stuff, and I said, never, that's it. So they said, we do have an opening in the 9206 Harborcraft Detachment out of Fort Mason. It's a permanent position. And I said, here I was in the Army 8 months. I said, okay, that sounds reasonable. So I transferred over. That was at Camp Stoneman. That was a rifle depot then. The men came and went.
What state was that?
Yeah, we had in California. Yeah, it's in California. It's right out of sight of Pittsfield, California. And we were, our company, I can still see it sitting there. It had a tugboat, 9206 Harborcraft Detachment. And right in front of us were the WAC barracks that ran this way.